From our Stars and Dogs segment, it's time for this week's Star.
All right, like Ryan said, our star of the week this week is Adobe, symbol ADBE on the NASDAQ. Adobe is one of the largest and most diversified software companies in the world. The company offers a line of products and services used by creative professionals for photo editing, video editing, graphic design, game design, and much, much more. Adobe has risen over 40% in just the last month to roughly $475 a share and a market cap of $218 billion. The sharp rise in price occurring over the last month can be attributed to AI. But unlike many other companies which have effectively just rebranded their terms of big data, machine learning, and of those sorts to AI, and they're not really changing their operations, Adobe, on the other hand, has actually been implementing generative AI, which has caught the attention of the market. Adobe recently released its Photoshop generative AI beta last month and had previously released Adobe Firefly as well. And it is implementing generative AI across its other platforms. For example, we can take this picture here of Ryan, a normal picture of him of every day, and then we can run it through the Adobe beta and maybe want to make him a bit more casual, add him a jean jacket. Or, maybe we want to...
that jacket.
That is exactly his jacket. That's not even the Photoshop. And this is just what took me about 30 seconds to do, for the record. And then maybe we want to show him on his latest vacation. So here he is whitewater rafting in about a 5-minute Photoshop. All the pictures besides the initial one you saw there is completely AI generated. And there you can see Ryan losing his paddle, unfortunately. But the point is, really, these are genuinely useful tools for creators derived from AI, and it already exists. So it's no surprise, really, when the market has run up the stock price so much over the last month. And before that, it was more or less flat year to date. So it's not part of that top 7, top 10 group of the market, which we've seen. They have just risen over the past month by 40% as these tools have come out. And we've looked at Adobe in the past before, and one of our biggest concerns is that their market share being retained. So as other cheaper or free alternatives come from, like Photoshop in this case, they need to keep their moat. In this case, AI is their moat at the time being, and they need to keep on adding these sorts of tools because the free versions or the cheap alternatives, they can't keep up with this sort of stuff. But Adobe does release its Q2 results later this week, so we'll really see, is the AI hype really materializing financially, or is it just hype at this point? And we'll see that later this week, which I'm personally looking forward to it. And I think Ryan is as well in that picture.
Of course, you can see I'm really excited.
Can we see some of the Photoshops that you spent 2 or 3 hours on, Brett?
Yes. These ones were, it's actually great how quick it does it too. It's maybe a 10-second load and it loads right in, gives you a few options. I enjoy it just as a...
So on this image with the shark, if people aren't watching this, there's a shark. I'm in a river raft, my hands in the air. I've lost my paddle, and it looks like it could be a great white. I'm not sure behind me coming at.
Yeah, those whitewater river sharks.
I know.
Pretty dangerous.
I love the river sharks. I've wrestled several of them. I'm clearly at this moment going to start wrestling with the shark and take them out. But what do you say to the generative program to produce this? Like, what would you be instructing it to do?
For this one, this is through their Photoshop, not the Firefly, for the record. And this is about 6 different generations. So first I started with the raft, and I just highlight effectively where I want the raft to be. It would generate that, and then I can do another layer, which, let's say that's the water in the background, and then I do the shark, I do the paddle, and anything else like that. And you can add, like, I've seen this many places where it's like, you want to remove a car from a background. So actually generate and fill. They had a previous, and like it still exists in the current Photoshop, it's like automated fill or something, I forget the exact term of it, which it would fill, but it's not as clean as this, even though this does obviously have some hiccups in it. But this, like I said, was done in 5 or 10 minutes, this Photoshop.
Yeah, I mean, that's the key, right? It took 5-10 minutes, right? To do
and you can obviously clean it up too, still with their existing tools, and that's the big thing.
Yeah. It's cool. Very cool. And I look like I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't pick me as a victim. Yeah.
Nah. For once, it had to be someone else. You're next. Yeah, it's true.